How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. There's something massive that changes in 5 days. On January 29, something fundamentally changes that can bring in a lot more money into crypto. I want to talk about that, talk about what's happening in the market right now. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you can see future videos just like this one as soon as I post them. There's also a link down there to HG Access where you can get information from myself along with about 9 other influencers that you can't get anywhere else because we're out there talking to projects, talking to companies every single day, learning what's happening with them, where they're putting money, who's allocating to what, where they're investing, and then we can give you some of that information. We also do exclusive videos and alpha reports there. There's also a link down there to Margex too, in case you want to trade cryptocurrency. We had a nice bounce yesterday. Some people definitely made some good money there. If you want to try this out, there's a link underneath the video. You can set it up. There's no KYC. And you can set it up in like 5 minutes, probably less than that. 5 minutes if you include the deposit even. It takes like 30 seconds to sign up with an email, a password, check their terms and conditions, boom, done, and you can start trading. Now, crypto is actually looking pretty good today. Well, Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is up about 0.2% in the last 24 hours. Some altcoins are still bleeding. Depending on where you look yesterday, though, a lot of them are up from their low points yesterday. Bitcoin dominance is moving up a little bit here today, up to 51.8%. Now, we still are seeing massive outflows from GBTC. This is actually at 19,200 BTC today, $770 million transferred to Coinbase Prime. They continue to see such huge outflows. And yesterday I covered some of the other stuff happening in the market, like miners dumping 30,000 Bitcoin on average a day. There are a lot of people selling and dumping, and yet Bitcoin's price has only done a normal correction of 20%. That's totally normal in a bull market. That's totally normal in a bear market. No matter what market you're in, a 20% correction or a crash is normal. So honestly, I think we're actually holding up quite well here because obviously there are a lot of sellers. Like this is going to Coinbase to be sold 19,000 Bitcoin. We had some fear about Mt. Gox Bitcoin yesterday. We know miners are selling huge amounts. I mean, I looked through yesterday, 500,000 Bitcoin sold in the last 3.5 weeks from miners. That's crazy. So there are about equivalent buyers over the last 24 hours to absorb a lot of this price action. Now, of course, we could always fall further, but I actually want to show you here in a second what's happening with the ETFs and, again, the big news that's happening in about 5 days. But as you can see here, Grayscale has deposited over 93,700 Bitcoin, or about $4 billion to Coinbase Prime since the ETF was passed less than 2 weeks ago. It currently holds 520,000 Bitcoin. I do think the majority of the crypto that's going to be unloaded has been unloaded. Of course, we could always see more outflows, but the rate at which we'll see outflows, I think, will decrease. I say that fully knowing that we had the largest withdrawal today that we've seen, which is just kind of crazy. But we know FTX was a massive seller as well of GBTC, and they're completely out of GBTC as well. So we'll have to continue to monitor this. I wanted to show you this, though. This is cool. This is the Bitcoin ETF holdings, and you can just see the race to the first 100,000 Bitcoin. So while GBTC is selling, we have net demand, still with some inflows outpacing that of GBTC outflows. And with the wash trade rule, too, a lot of the people that have sold GBTC probably haven't gone into these ETFs yet. But as you can see here, these companies are racing. Like there's not one down day so far between Fidelity and BlackRock. They just continue to accumulate and continue to get inflows. Now, I do want to say that I think there will be more inflows in the future. It does take time. I've talked about that with financial advisors, with pensions. They can't just go and buy Bitcoin day one. It takes them time. Also, with just normal everyday people, they need ads. A lot of people won't change or won't buy something unless they hear about it, unless they get it shoved down their throats. And Google is going to help with that. They're updating their cryptocurrency advertising policy starting in 5 days. They're going to allow the advertisement of cryptocurrency coin trusts. This is something that they weren't allowing for the longest time. So before videos like this, you're probably going to get ads. Now, to be clear, I think this is a massive catalyst for Bitcoin and crypto moving forward. But it's going to be one of those things that works in the background. And it's not going to be like day one, all of a sudden, Bitcoin moves up $5,000. But it's one of those things that consistently causes more buying pressure for months and years into the future. It's just another catalyst that no one's going to think about after the day of or the week of, but it's just going to be working in the background for us. Now, how important is that? Well, we've taken a look at how much Fidelity has spent on advertising even 20 years ago, 20 plus years ago. They're spending 100 mil a year on advertisements. We're already seeing that on billboards for GBTC and for other instruments as well. But Google alone sees 99,000 search queries every second. This translates to 8.5 billion searches per day and nearly 2 trillion global searches per year. I've had it where I didn't have Wi-Fi and it was difficult to go a couple hours a day without trying to search for something. So this is going to be a huge driver, I think, in the Bitcoin ETFs over time. Just all these ads that are going to be run for them because it is highly profitable for these companies. Even at these low fees, they're making a ton of money from this. So not all of these advertisements are obviously going to be for the Bitcoin ETF, but let's say 1/10%, 100%, something like that. That would be a lot of people seeing ads for this product. The finance and insurance sector has one of the highest conversion rates as well on ads, 5.1%. So a lot of these ads are going to be profitable, like as we've talked about in previous videos. Just the product of Bitcoin in general is so interesting, I think, to a lot of institutions because there's probably going to be a lot of price appreciation. So their fees are going to appreciate very quickly. Let's say they have $1 billion in AUM and they don't get one more dollar that comes in there. Bitcoin's likely to double or triple, which will double or triple their fees as well. So it's very highly profitable. All they have to do is go buy the Bitcoin and custody it. That's not very difficult, and they'll make fees on that. A lot of people also don't want to hold their own Bitcoin. So they're going to go with Fidelity. They're going to go with BlackRock. They're going to do that kind of thing because they just don't want to take the risk themselves. So with these high conversion rates and with how profitable these ETFs will be for these companies, I think there's going to be a lot of ads run. And that means a lot of people will start coming into the crypto space. A lot of people will see it during the Super Bowl or during the NCAA March Madness and will want to go buy. They'll see Bitcoins moving up. They'll be hearing from their friends and family or the newspaper that it's at an all-time high or that it's moving up 150% in the last year or something like that. And they'll say, I don't want to miss out anymore. This seems like a really easy way to set it up. I can just go on the account that I already have on Fidelity through my 401k or through my IRA or whatever, and I can just buy right there. And then it will obviously take Bitcoin off the market, setting the price even further. So that is a big change. Google, obviously one of the largest advertisers in the world, probably the largest with Amazon and Facebook or Meta right behind them, but that is massive. So that'll be cool to see them changing their policy on that. Of course, always do your own research. I'm not telling you to do or buy anything, but I am pretty pumped about that change overall for Bitcoin. Let me know your thoughts. Again, you can check out the link to Margex underneath the video and the link to HG Access as well. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.